Welcome to the Orbit Roulette staking tool. If you play online roulette, I think you'll find this very interesting. It's a very simple tool to use, just two buttons. I'll explain that to you first of all. First of all, there's the get stake, and that will tell you exactly what your stake's going to be and where you place the bet. The second button will be whatever number comes up on a roulette wheel. So say number 16 was to come up, you would simply click number 16 on here. You'll see that there are numbers from 1 to 36 and also a 0, which is the same as you get on a roulette wheel. So therefore it's simplicity in itself. Two buttons, get the stake, enter the number. Okay. Now the staking tool itself is a very complicated machine in the background. It's doing a lot of mathematics. It's designed to actually keep the stakes as low as we possibly can, and it's also designed to make you money, and I hope you take advantage of this and watch very closely and follow it right to the end, because as I say, it will make you money. Yes, I know there's all the knockers that say yes, I've heard it before, and I've heard it before too, so I'm with you, but this is a genuine article that makes you money, so bear with it and stay there and watch it. Now, the staking tool itself will bank any money that you make. So if you win £1 straight away, then it will bank that pound and reset back to the original stake that it started at. And the original stake is £1 for a start. That's because most of the popular roulette sites, the minimum table limit is £1. Now the minimum chip on most roulette sites again is 25 pence. So any increases that we make in our stakes will be in increments of 25 pence, so it'll go up from £1 to maybe 125 or 175 or whatever. So therefore you can use whatever chips there are there and they'll come out exactly. Okay, now I think I've made that clear. I shan't waste too much of your time waffling on about this, because there's too much of that goes on anyway. This, as I say, will win you money, so bear with us and watch very closely. I'd like to put a roulette site on here so that you've got the staking tool and a roulette site and we play against the roulette table. But if I was to do that, I'd probably get taken to court for downloading material that I shouldn't do from the site without their prior consent. And anyway, they wouldn't want me to show you how we beat a roulette wheel. Now, there is one golden rule, and that is do not play against roulette wheels that are computer generated, because I've got no confidence in them at all of being a fair crack of the whip. I think that they are rigged and that they will eventually take your money off you. So go to a roulette site where there is a live croupier. Okay? Right, that's enough of the waffle. Now, obviously we've got to have numbers to work to, the same as you do with a roulette wheel, so we'll have to generate our own. What I'll do is I'll click on a square here, and I'm going to put in a formula there that will generate a random number. Now this is an Excel spreadsheet, and I dare say a lot of you have got this already on your computer, and some of you are familiar with how it works. So I'm going to put in a formula in there, and the formula will simply be this. Where are we? Equals and between, and then in brackets 0, 36 and end the brackets. Okay, now that is the formula that you need to actually generate a random number. So I'll click on here, and straight away there's our random number. Okay, now I'm going to actually drag that across now and put in a line of random numbers, which I'll do now. Okay, there's random numbers that we've generated. So let's go back again, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy and paste those numbers up into the top row. Now the reason I'm going to do that is because those numbers do change when you do any work on the spreadsheet. So like I say, I'm going to copy them and I'm going to paste them. Copy, and then up here I'm going to paste under this option 1, 2, 3. Now when I click on there, you'll notice that the bottom numbers will change, but the top ones will remain the same. Okay, so that's what I was talking about. When you do any work on the spreadsheet, the numbers will change. I'll get rid of these now. Now the reason still got some on there. The reason I did that is because I intend to put W's and L's along here. If we win, there will be a W, and if we lose, there will be an L. That is simply to keep track of whether we've won or whether we've lost, etc. Okay. Right, now I think we're ready to start. So as I said, 2 buttons. First of all, get stake. Next, enter the number. So we'll go to the first stake and get our first stake. Okay. And the first stake is £1 on red. The number is 30, so I'll put that in, and luckily straight away we've made a win. It should tell you here, yes, we've won, and there is the £1 that we've won. Now the staking tool will back that and reset back to £1. Had it been a stake of £6 on that, it would have reverted back to £1. So there you are, that's our first win. We'll put a W there to show that we have won. Go on to our next stake, and the next stake is £1 on high. 13, no, that is not high. Click in the 13, it will tell you that we've lost, and it will take that £1 away from us. Okay, so we'll put in that loss and click our next stake. And the next stake is £1 on even. 6 is an even number. Okay, we'll click on 6 and it will say that we won, and we're back up to £1 again. But in this case, the staking tool will not reset because we haven't won in effect. We had £1 in the bank, but this time on this run we've lost £1 and now we've made £1. So really we're back to even. We haven't made anything at all on this particular run. So now we will get our next stake. And the stake has gone up to £1.50 and it's on red. 31 is not a red number. I'll click on that and that will show that we've lost. And there we are, and we're now minus 50 pence. So we'll put the L in there and get our next stake again. And the next stake is £2.50 red. So number 3, yes, that is a red number. We will put that in, and that will show that we've won. Yes, and now we're £2 plus, so therefore we've won £1. Okay, now we'll get our next stake. And you'll see straight away, because it banked that extra £1, we're now back to £1 stake again. And it is £1 on low. 11 is a low number. Click on there, and that will show we've won. And now we're £3 plus. We'll put that in there now, the W. And get our next stake. It will still stay at £1 because we have won again. Okay, so now the next stake is still £1 on low, and 5 is a low number. So click in the 5. And it says we've won, and we're now up to £4. And we get our next stake. And this time the stake is £1 on red. 2 is not a red number. We'll click it in. And it should show that we've lost, and it does. So we'll put the L there for the loss. And get our next stake. And our next stake is £1 on red again. 29. I think that is a red one. Hold on, we'll soon see. 29. No, it's another loss. My mistake. Okay, so I'll put in the L. And we'll get another stake. And this time it's red, £1.50. Number 9 I know is a red number. I'll click on it. And we have won, so we'll put the W in there. But we haven't actually won on the sequence that we're doing. So we get our next stake. And as you see, the stake hasn't gone down to £1 because we didn't win. And this time it says it's 150 on even. Well, 11 isn't an even number. I'll click on the 11. And it showed we've lost again. So let's put the L in. And get our next stake again. Now all the time our stakes are staying low because we're banking whatever we win. Now this time it's even £2.50 and 33 is not an even number. Click on 33. And we lost again. So we'll put the loss in there. And get our next stake again. And this time it's £3.50 on even. 12, yes, that is an even number. So this time we will win. And we will put the W there. And we will get the next stake. And the next stake is even £3. 15, no, that is not an even number. Click on 15. I'll show a loss. And we put the loss in. Now we get our stake again. And you may be thinking to yourself, this is quite boring. But as I say, stay with it and watch what happens. Right, this time it's £4 on even. 31, no, that is not an even number. Okay, so now we lose again. Okay, let's put the loss in and get our next stake again. And the next stake is £5.75 on red. 23. I believe that is a red number. We'll soon see. And it is, yes. We are now £1.75 up, but we still haven't won any money on this particular run yet. Let's drag those numbers across so that we can see what we're doing and get our next stake. And the next stake is even £8 and 26 is an even number. Okay, it will show that we've won, and this time we will have made a profit. Yes, and we're now £9.75 plus. We'll put the W in there. And we will get our next stake. Now you see what's happened with all those losses. The work in the background of this particular staking tool, it's also looking at what other numbers have not come up, you know, where you've got long losing runs and things like that. And whenever you're on there is a long losing run, you're jumping onto it and you're betting on it. So when that one finishes, you're jumping onto the next long losing run. And that way you're not starting at the beginning of a long losing run. Can you understand that? Well, that is what this is actually doing. But it's also staking in a way that you won't see this being staked by any other thing that is around. A lot of people use the martingale staking system, which is absolute nonsense. You know, I mean, you've got to be a lunatic to play it. You know, you've only got to get half a dozen losses, and you're really into big money. And if you start off to win a pound, you're maybe putting on about 60 or 80 pounds just to win a pound. You know, and what lunatic is going to do that? But they do it. Watch this machine, it is great. Okay, so we've now won, and you'll notice when I click on get stake again, that will go back to £1 again. So get stake, and there it is, it's £1 on even, and the next number is an even one, so we'll click onto it, and that's another pound that it's going to bank. Okay, and now we're up to £10.75. So we'll put the W in. Now can you see how easy this is? You know, when you make the money, it banks it, you're not putting it at risk. You start again from the pound, it's looking for long losing runs all the time, and it's putting you onto them, and you're going to make money. But it's the actual staking itself that is unique. It's a really new concept in staking, and you won't see this anywhere. It took us years, years and years to actually develop this, and we're very, very proud of it. And we're so proud of it that we're saying to you, we don't want any money from you. You can use this free of charge, okay, just to prove it to yourself. So you can go onto a roulette site and you can play just for fun on the roulette site. So if you have a split screen and put our staking tool this side and the roulette site that side, and you play it against it, and each time you click get stake, add the number when the roulette wheel stops spinning, add that number onto here, click onto it, get the next stake, and keep going. And don't just do it for a few numbers, no, give it a real good test. Do 50 numbers, that's 50 numbers, and really give it a good testing, and you see how much money this will win for you. The next thing to remember is when you're into a losing run, when you get to the 50th number, if you're in the middle of a losing run and that hasn't reset back to £1, you know that you're losing money on that particular run of numbers. So keep playing it until you win, and that does revert back to the £1, and then you stop and say, right, well, that is where I would stop if I was playing against the roulette wheel. Okay, you wouldn't stop playing in the middle of a run, and then when it wins, that banks again and you stop. Okay, so just in that short time, it's won us £10.75. Now if you'd have been back in just even pounds, I don't know how that would have worked out. Let's have a look and see. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 wins up to P. 9, 10. So there's 10 wins. Let's put that in there. So you've got 10 wins. And how many losses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 up to 0. So there's 8 losses. Okay. Right. So there's 10 wins, 8 losses. So if you'd have been even doing even things, you'd have won £2. Well, in this case, we've won £10.75. Now that would only be, you know, this changes all the time. Say you was doing red all the time, I don't know how that would work. Or if you was doing black all the time, I don't know how it would work. This machine actually picks out where there's long losing runs and jumps you onto them, which means that you don't start on a long losing run, so therefore you're not going to have really, really long losing runs, or at least that is the theory, and in practice it works. Okay, so I think that's as good a test as we can give you. As I say, go onto our site, register, put in your username, your password and your email address, and then at the very bottom you'll see a little key that slides across. There's also a little thing that says, what do these two numbers add up to? And I think the numbers are 10 and 15, so the answer would be 25. But if you're not any good at maths, get someone to do it for you, enter it, and then that little key that's at the bottom, slide it across, and then the light will go green for you to submit the registration. When you do submit the registration, you'll get an email come through to you, and when you get that email, it'll have a link that you click on. As soon as you've clicked on that link, you will be registered, and it will tell you that you can now go onto the site, put in your username and your password, and you will be able to use this tool absolutely free, no charge at all. So therefore, if you're using this free and you're going onto the Roulette site and you're playing for fun, not going to cost you a penny, is it, to test it out? And that's how confident we are that you're going to win money, and you will win money. So after you've done it a few times, go on, put a few quid on, but always be prepared for a long losing run. So do start off with a bank. I mean, whenever anybody starts on betting, they've got to have a kitty to work to. You don't win on the first bet, you might not win for half a dozen bets, you know, or something like that. So have a kitty, and a sensible kitty, one that will cover you for very long runs. And if I said to you, well, put 80 to £100 in as your kitty, that should cover you, okay? And of course, as soon as you win money, you're adding it to your bank. Your bank is going up all the time anyway, so you might start off with £100, and just in this short time you'd be up to £110.75, and it will just keep growing and growing and growing. And then when you've got a really healthy bank, you can then say to us, well look, you know, I'd be happy to up the stakes a little bit now, and we can up the stakes a bit for you. So all these things can be tailored. We can tailor this particular staking tool to your needs. Some people might want to go onto a roulette site where the stakes are lower. I mean, there are roulette sites that have got lower table limits and also lower stakes. And if that be the case, then yes, we can alter this so that you can work on those sites. If you haven't got the money to have a decent kitty, then go to the lower sites, and then you'll be able to afford the bank, because you would need a lower bank. Okay, so I hope that's been a reasonable demonstration for you. So go on to our website, which is www.orbit-roulette-staking.com, and as I say, when you get onto the site, click on register, username, password, email address, do the little sum at the bottom, slide the key across, click on it to enter, and then you'll get the email through, and you click on the link and you're registered. Simple as that. And I do hope when you've done this and you've made yourself a bit of money, or you can see that it's going to make you money, tell all your friends, get them on here, you know, get them all on here and try it out, and let's see everybody start to win a bit of money, because isn't it about time that the casinos gave a little bit back to the poor old punter who they've been robbing for years? And this is the body that's going to do it for us. Okay, so thanks for your time, and hope to see you on the website, and may you win as much as we have. Okay, bye, see you.